The British left in 1947. Partition of India and Pakistan happened, but the border between the two was never fully settled. The border between India and Pakistan spans around 3,300 kilometers in length, but the unfinished business of partition has led to multiple armed conflicts and full-scale wars between the two countries. The border is so contentious that one can see the entire stretch lit up in the night from space. The dispute is there, be it on the northernmost point on the LOC NJ9842 near the Siachen Glacier, or the southernmost point on the border, the Sircreek. We have discussed the dispute at the northernmost point on the LOC with Pakistan in a previous video. Now let's take a look at the southernmost point on the border today, that is the Sircreek. In this video, we'll discuss the Sircreek dispute and its strategic significance. Hello guys, I am Saurabh and welcome to the Arc. What is this Sircreek dispute between India and Pakistan? So a creek basically is a narrow sheltered waterway or a narrow channel in a marsh like this. Originally named Banganga in India, Sircreek is a 96 km strip of water body that empties out into the Arabian Sea from the Rann of Kutch. It's a roughly 100 to 150 square kilometer of swamp that remains flooded through half of the year. It separates the state of Gujarat in India from the Sindh Province in Pakistan. At the time of partition, the boundary was not clearly demarcated, and hence the dispute. But the dispute is not something that started post 1947. It's much older than that. Let's visit the timeline of this dispute. These marshlands of Sircreek first became the center of conflict in 1908 between the Rao or ruler of princely state of Kutch and the Sindh government over collection of firewood from the area. These areas came under the jurisdiction of Bombay province of British India. Bombay government took up the case and after conducting a survey of the area, gave its verdict in 1914. But the conflict itself and its resolution lie in this verdict of 1914. It has two contradictory paragraphs that are interpreted by both India and Pakistan as per convenience. Paragraph 9 of the verdict says, the boundary between Kutch and Sindh lies to the east of the creek, which effectively implies that the creek belonged to Sindh and therefore later to Pakistan. And this has been Pakistan's official stand on the matter. However, paragraph 10 says, Sircreek is navigable most of the year and quotes the Chief Commissioner of Sindh. This mandates the application of Thalweg Principle. Now what's this Thalweg Principle? When a navigable waterway separates two political entities, such as states or countries, the boundary line between them follows the Thalweg, or the center of the navigable channel. This has been an established international law, and India claims the boundary therefore lies at the middle of the creek. Now if both the positions are chalked out on the map, this is how it looks. The green line east of the creek is the border claimed by Pakistan and disputed by India, and the red line in the middle of the creek is the border claimed by India but not accepted by Pakistan. After India's independence in 1947 and the partition that followed, Sindh went to Pakistan and Kutch remained with India, and they became successor states to the 1914 resolution. While the dispute was an interstate subject under the British rule, it then became an international boundary issue between India and Pakistan. The dispute has led to multiple armed conflicts between India and Pakistan. In 1965, Pakistan launched Operation Desert Hawk to take back the Rann of Kutch, which it claimed as part of Sindh. The Pakistan army, equipped with US-made Patton tanks, attacked Indian positions. India faced some setbacks in the conflict. After the war ended with a ceasefire, a United Nations tribunal was formed to resolve the outstanding international boundary issues, known as the Indo-Pakistan Western Boundary Case Tribunal. The tribunal in 1968 upheld 90% of India's claims and delimited a line of 403 kilometers. But unfortunately, the tribunal did not give any ruling on Sircreek. After this, there was not much development on this front till 1997, when India-Pakistan dialogue resumed. Then in 1999, another significant event happened, immediately after the Kargil War. On 10th August 1999, a Pakistani maritime patrol aircraft that was intruding into Indian airspace over the Rann of Kutch was shot down by Indian Air Force's MiG-21 fighter aircraft. 16 Pakistani soldiers were killed in the incident. Efforts again started in 2005 to resolve the sircreek issue, and joint surveys were conducted. In 2008, again talks for resolution started, but not much happened after the 26/11 Mumbai terror attack. Yes, the sircreek region is disputed, but it's just a 100 to 150 square kilometer patch of land that remains inundated most of the year. Why does it matter anyway? Let me tell you why. Apart from the strategic location, sircreek's core importance lies in its fishing resources. The waters of the Indus River Delta at the Arabian Sea are considered good for fish breeding. Sircreek is considered to be among the largest fishing grounds in Asia. Abundance of great fishing resources lure fishermen of both the countries to enter this area, but the undemarcated boundaries often cause fishermen from either side to stray into the other side and getting arrested and locked up in jails for years. Another vital reason for India and Pakistan for not letting go control over this creek is the possible presence of great oil and gas concentration under the sea, which are still unexplored and unexploited because of this dispute. One more complication that is of far greater significance and that needs to be resolved is the demarcation of maritime boundary between India and Pakistan. Take a look at the map again. Here, the current dispute between India and Pakistan is on three issues: demarcation from the western terminus up to the head of sircreek, demarcation from the head of sircreek up to the mouth of sircreek, and demarcation of maritime boundary between India and Pakistan in the Arabian Sea. While the first two disputes have little significance, the third is an important one. Because of the dispute, delimitation of territorial waters and exclusive economic zone between India and Pakistan has not been done. Now, if we extrapolate the claim lines of both the sides, then this is how the maritime boundary would look like. So a significant amount of grey zone exists, which is around 1300 square nautical miles that the either side would lose if they agree to the other side's claim. Since we are on the topic, let's take a little detour and go through the basics of exclusive economic zone. The United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea was adopted in 1982. It lays down a comprehensive regime of law and order in the world's oceans and seas, establishing rules governing all uses of the oceans and their resources. According to UNCLOS, marine areas beyond the land are divided into 5 main zones, namely the internal waters, territorial sea, contiguous zone, exclusive economic zone, and the high seas. There are different rights and legal status of each zone, which we will discuss in another video. Up to 12 nautical miles from the baseline lies the territorial sea. Up to 24 nautical miles from the baseline is the contiguous zone, an intermediary zone between the territorial sea and the high seas. A coastal state may claim an exclusive economic zone beyond and adjacent to its territorial sea that extends seaward up to 200 nautical miles from its baselines. The coastal state has sovereign rights for the purpose of exploring, exploiting, conserving, and managing natural resources, whether living or non-living, of the seabed and subsoil, and also the rights to carry out activities like production of energy from the water, currents, and wind. Without clear demarcation of land boundaries, delimitation of territorial sea and EEZ is not possible. And that's a major bone of contention with respect to this particular dispute. Both the countries are losing economically because of this. Coming back to its strategic importance, the marshy land, narrow water channels, and undemarcated boundaries are perfect for smugglers and terrorists to infiltrate into India. This particular channel, called the Harami Nala, which apparently was named by Pakistan, is of concern for the Indian side. There have been multiple instances of infiltration through this route. Even during the 26/11 Mumbai terror attack, a diversion was created by the terrorist group towards the sircreek, where a few infiltrators were arrested too. But the terrorists took the South Gujarat route from the high seas to reach the Mumbai coast and carried out the attacks. Currently, the Border Security Force, or the BSF, guards this area using floating border posts, amphibious vehicles, speedboats, and by foot, keeping a watchful eye 24/7. There is an excellent video on BSF guarding this area by the Rajya Sabha TV, now the Sansad TV. I'll add the link in the video description. Sircreek holds immense strategic and economic importance. It's best for both the countries to settle the border dispute that has caused so many bloody conflicts. Let's see if and when the Sircreek dispute gets resolved between India and Pakistan. I hope you liked the video. Please like, share and subscribe and help grow the channel. Thank you.